Okay, first thing, not at risk of suicide at all. Mr. Biggs 101, you said don't kill yourself. Don't worry. None of that will happen today, tomorrow, next week. I am thinking about a death date, and I do want to talk about it. And I have chosen a day that just works for me because I'll be 69, and that's pretty old, especially if you have MS. And so I'm kind of cheating, right? You know, a real suicide is when you lose them when they're like 13, and then it's like tragic. If you've never read it, Night Falls Fast by K. Redfield Jameson is an unflinching look at suicide, and it is astonishing. There's one 3 year old that tries to jump out of the car, and she doesn't know what is going on. And she's like, I want to die. I want to eat people. I eat people. Because she's 3, and nothing makes sense when you're 3. Nothing makes sense when you're 39. Thrine makes more sense than 39, though. So all you can do is push things towards making more sense. The other thing is, I'm sorry about the volume, the number of videos I'm posting. I think each one has important content, but I pity the fool that tries to absorb all of my content. I'm sorry. Gage Twent Fifth is Oneian 9 Thorn days from now. Oneian 9 Thorn. Oneian is 10,000. 9 is 09, so it's 900 because it's 0,000 and 900. Oneian 9. 9 is a 09. Oneian 9 Thorn. 14. Now look, I asked the internet, so it's got to be true. Because I'm not about to calculate every leap year for the next 30 years and figure it out. I don't want to. I'll let the internet do it for me. But that's my amazing life. I can let everyone do everything for me. And that's what's interesting about a death date, is that Oneian 9 Thorn clicks down. Tomorrow's Oneian 9 Threen. And I can reinforce Hunimal every day till Gage Twent Fifth. That's something most people can't do. And I want to do that because then I wouldn't be most people. I'd be special and my ideas would have landed and gained acceptance as more than just craze. The Y is silent. Understand my name will be craze. Like, this is not the weirdest thing I've ever done. Like, committing suicide is probably the most normal thing about my life. A lot of people commit suicide. Remember, I'm not. And so I was thinking about it. What hurts about suicide? One, you lose someone you love or like or met or just could tax. You're losing somebody that could be productive and helpful and friendly and, that you're losing someone who's more important than their poop. People are worth keeping around. So suicide does suck, and I recognize that bar none. But the second thing about suicide, it's unexpected. Because if you love somebody and then they go to you and they're like, man, I'm feeling suicidal. Like that happened today. My friend, so an African-American woman that I play spades with on the weekends, comes up to me and Kay and says, I feel suicidal. Blam! So the first thing I did was I pulled her in closer. I started rubbing her with my hand and saying, that's not right. Don't worry about that. Don't do that. And then Kay said, like, well, talk to me about why. And then she listens, and then she's like, you're not feeling suicidal. You're just down for this reason. And you're right to do that about people you care about, because it would suck to lose them. So then people that are devoted to suicide put it underground. And they shush it. because they don't want to fail. They really are tired. Like, it really is your right to die. It's just a fundamental N-word right. It's not a right anyone respects, but it just kind of is. Think about somebody on death row. If they could have a death date and could count down to it, they could make little hand sculptures and sell them, and they would sell at reduced prices that inmate could spend on commissary, and that reduced price would go up upon the death of the artist, because that's what happens to art. So understand what a death date does, what a kind of flip it is. Like, with a death date, the death penalty becomes much more cruel and foolish, because most likely the inmates on death row would set a death date and would be happy to die on that day, because we're taking away everything from them. They don't have Wikipedia. When you're in death row, you're in solitary. Like, it's outrageous what the world is. Anyway, I'm no fan of death, but I'm trying to list some of the advantages, because this might be a make it or break it. And I don't want to scare people into listening to me, but I don't want to not be listened to. I'm Q from QAnon, and all the cuties out there wearing their QAnon shirts, they don't realize I made it all up. I made up the whole thing. Save the children? There are no children at risk. I'm Q. I made it up. So QAnon is a bad conspiracy that we know is a conspiracy. It's like the one in The God Who Wasn't There. He makes up a conspiracy. What was it? The Spammer? And he kills people with spam tins. He just kills them, and then they have spam. And so he's the spammer. Well, that was made up by this dude. And then he got me hooked on YouTube because of that sweet, sweet DVD he gave to me for free. And then I realized I can promote atheism on this site. I didn't realize at the time that I should have made my own site and promoted atheism on it. My world would be much different if that had happened. But I love my world the way it turned out, so who knows if it would have been as good. I learned a lot from my scars. My battle wounds taught me lessons that I can teach other people. And it's amazing. And a death date gives importance, because people will know that there's some chance it'll happen, and how do they feel? Should they feel some way? A 69-year-old in modern America can live another decade. Skying is the new fort. You can last a distant amount of time from skying. And I could peter on out, but doing it this way gives me power for the next 30 years. 30 years. Counting down 1 9 forn, 1 9 threen, 1 9 tune, 1 9 want, 1 9 zot, 1 9 9, 1 908, 1 907, 1 10,000, 906, 1 9 5. It would just go like that for an eternal amount of time. And I could declare it every day and just remind you, hey, I'm killing myself. Hey, buddy, I'm killing. But that's where it's immoral. And that's what I wanted to get to in this video so bad, is that if you lie about it, you're immoral. If you do it for personal gain and not for the common good, you're immoral. I would do it for the common good because I'm a damn good person. And that's all I wanted to say in this video, because I smart you signal all day long. Have a good day. Good night. Don't worry. Nothing bad will ever happen, even with my death date. We'll survive. We really will. Take care. Good night.